In recent months, a series of events have unfolded that have put Tesla's facilities in the spotlight as they face escalating incidents of vandalism, theft, and protests. These events have coincided with an evolving political involvement by Tesla CEO Elon Musk, whose recent affiliations and political stances have stirred controversy both domestically and internationally. While Tesla once stood as a beacon of innovation in the electric vehicle market, the company now finds itself navigating an increasingly complex landscape, where political identity and corporate operations seem to be converging in unexpected ways. Multiple reports have chronicled an array of incidents affecting Tesla properties across the United States.
We have some new details on a string of ongoing attacks on Tesla amid Elon Musk and his effort to overhaul our federal government. From Oregon to Massachusetts, Tesla showrooms, dealerships, even charging stations are being set on fire or vandalized in other ways as anger spills out, stemming from mass layoffs and firings across several government agencies. The rage directed at Musk not contained to America's shores, with at least one international incident in which a woman allegedly set a dozen Teslas on fire in France.
In one notable case, a Tesla dealership in Oregon was targeted during the early hours of the morning when gunshots shattered windows and damaged several vehicles, which occurred at a time when the facility was reportedly unoccupied, has raised concerns among local law enforcement and Tesla management alike about the vulnerability of its assets in a climate of political unrest. The incident, covered by various sources, reflects a broader pattern of unrest that has seen Tesla locations become focal points for both criminal activity and politically motivated protests. In parallel with these isolated acts of vandalism and theft, there has been a noticeable trend of public demonstrations aimed directly at Tesla showrooms. Activists from diverse groups have organized protests at these facilities, particularly in regions where Musk's political actions have become a lightning rod for controversy. In several instances, demonstrators have gathered outside Tesla showrooms, chanting slogans and carrying signs that explicitly criticize Musk's policies and political associations. These protests, although peaceful in many cases, have sometimes escalated into confrontations with law enforcement, prompting arrests and further fueling the narrative of a polarized public reaction to Musk's leadership. The roots of this growing turbulence can be traced back to Musk's increasingly visible political activities. Once known for his relatively balanced political contributions, Musk's public persona has undergone a marked transformation over the past few years. His shift towards endorsing right-wing ideologies, including overt support for political figures and parties associated with conservative viewpoints, has resonated with a segment of his base. However, it has simultaneously alienated a substantial portion of Tesla's traditional customer demographic, especially in key markets like Germany and other parts of Europe. Reports indicate that in Germany, for example, Tesla experienced a dramatic 76% decline in car registrations, a stark contrast to the broader upward trend in electric vehicle sales across the continent. Analysts attribute this decline primarily to consumer backlash, stemming from Musk's public endorsement of the far-right Alternative for Deutschland (AfD) party. The repercussions of Musk's political choices extend beyond consumer sentiment and have begun to affect Tesla's financial performance. In addition to a drop in sales figures, Tesla's stock has also suffered, falling from record highs to significantly lower values over a short period. Investor confidence, which had once buoyed the company to great heights, is now wavering amid growing concerns over the implications of Musk's dual role as an entrepreneur and political figure. Market analysts have pointed to a combination of factors, including an aging product lineup, intensifying competition from rivals, and a premium valuation that many now view as unsustainable, as contributing to Tesla's current challenges. However, there is little doubt that the controversial nature of Musk's political engagements has compounded these issues, casting a long shadow over Tesla's brand image. A particularly contentious aspect of Musk's political involvement is his role in the recently established Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Launched during President Trump's administration, DOGE was conceived as a mechanism to streamline federal operations, reduce government spending, and eliminate what were perceived as inefficiencies within the federal workforce. With Musk at the helm, DOGE has embarked on an aggressive mission to cut costs by closing non-essential federal buildings, automating administrative tasks, and proposing radical changes to labor policies. These initiatives, although framed as necessary measures to modernize government operations, have provoked intense debate both inside and outside of political circles. Critics argue that Musk's leadership of Doge blurs the lines between his responsibilities as the CEO of a major global corporation and his new role in shaping government policy, thereby creating potential conflicts of interest and constitutional questions regarding the separation of powers. Doge's actions have not been without controversy. One high-profile measure involved the abrupt announcement of closures for several federal buildings in central Illinois, a move that, while intended to reduce annual expenditures, has disrupted the operations of multiple federal agencies. Reports indicate that such closures have directly affected agencies like the Small Business Administration and the Wage and Hour Division of the Department of Labor. In a related development, Doge's deployment of an automated chatbot, GSAI, to streamline administrative tasks has drawn both admiration and criticism. Supporters hail the initiative as a forward-thinking step toward greater efficiency in government, while detractors question the feasibility and ethics of rapidly reducing the federal workforce through automation. These policy moves have not only strained internal relations within the government, but have also added to the growing list of grievances among Tesla's detractors, who see Musk's political machinations as indicative of a broader disregard for established norms. Beyond the direct operational impact on government entities, Musk's political activities have influenced public perception of Tesla as a brand. In several instances, Tesla owners themselves have expressed discomfort with the association between the company and Musk's polarizing views. One manifestation of this discontent has been the appearance of anti-Musk bumper stickers on Tesla vehicles. Owners who may not wish to sever their ties with the technology and innovation that Tesla represents have instead chosen to visually distance themselves from Musk's political persona. This trend is symptomatic of a broader tension between the innovative spirit that initially catapulted Tesla to success and the increasingly politicized image that now accompanies its public identity. The impact of these developments on Tesla's reputation is multifaceted. On one hand, Tesla remains a leader in the electric vehicle market, continually pushing technological boundaries and expanding its global footprint. On the other hand, the controversies surrounding Musk's political endorsements and his hands-on involvement with Doge have cast doubts among certain consumer segments and investors alike. The fallout is evident not only in declining sales figures and stock prices, but also in the mounting protests and vandalism incidents targeting Tesla facilities. Observers note that the juxtaposition of cutting-edge technology with divisive political rhetoric has created an environment in which Tesla's assets are increasingly vulnerable to external pressures, both physical and reputational. Internationally, the effects of Musk's political pivot have been equally pronounced. In Europe, particularly in Germany, the fallout from Musk's public support for the AfD has been stark. German consumers, traditionally seen as early adopters of electric vehicles, have reacted negatively to what they perceive as a conflation of technological progress with reactionary politics. The result has been a significant downturn in Tesla vehicle registrations, a statistic that has sent shockwaves through both the company and its investor community. While some market analysts argue that Tesla's core innovations remain untouched by these controversies, others caution that sustained negative sentiment could have long-term implications for the brand's market share and overall financial health. Within the United States, the narrative is similarly complex. Tesla's facilities, once considered secure hubs of innovation, are now emerging as battlegrounds where the broader political and cultural divides are played out in real time. The protests and vandalism incidents that have been reported in cities across the country serve as a tangible reminder of how deeply intertwined corporate leadership and political ideology have become. In some cases, law enforcement agencies have been forced to respond to threats and acts of vandalism that might once have been confined to political rallies or public demonstrations. The sheer frequency of these incidents has compelled both Tesla and local governments to reconsider their security protocols, highlighting the unforeseen challenges of managing a brand that is as much a political symbol as it is a commercial enterprise. Legal challenges have also emerged in the wake of these events. Critics have raised questions regarding the legality of Musk's dual roles, as both a corporate executive and a political figure involved in federal policymaking. Some legal experts argue that the consolidation of power in the hands of one individual, especially one whose primary expertise lies in technological innovation rather than public administration, could set a dangerous precedent. These concerns have been amplified by the public controversies surrounding Doge's operational decisions, such as the drastic proposal to have federal employees work extended hours with minimal compensation. While these measures have yet to be fully adjudicated in court, they have nonetheless contributed to an atmosphere of uncertainty and legal scrutiny. Amid these turbulent developments, the broader implications for corporate governance and political engagement have not gone unnoticed. Analysts and industry experts have begun to debate the future of corporate political involvement, questioning whether the traditional boundaries between business leadership and government oversight are becoming increasingly blurred. Tesla, once heralded as a model of innovation and forward thinking, now finds itself at the intersection of these two domains. The company's current challenges serve as a case study in how rapid shifts in public sentiment, driven in part by the political actions of its CEO, can have far-reaching consequences for brand equity and market performance. In this evolving context, both Tesla and Musk have maintained that their primary focus remains on technological innovation and advancing the electric vehicle revolution. Company spokespeople have reiterated that Tesla's core mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, and that the political activities of its CEO should not detract from this objective. Nonetheless, the evidence suggests that public perception is increasingly influenced by the personal and political choices of its leadership. Whether it is the wave of vandalism at its facilities, the marked decline in sales figures in key markets, or the visible protests at its showrooms, the impact of Musk's political engagements is manifesting in ways that challenge the company's long-standing reputation for technological excellence. At the same time, the narrative surrounding Tesla's recent decline is nuanced. Proponents of Musk's political initiatives argue that his bold moves are part of a broader strategy to challenge conventional wisdom and push the boundaries of what is possible, not just in the realm of technology, but in governance as well. They contend that the establishment of Doge and the accompanying measures to streamline government operations represent a radical, if controversial, approach to reducing bureaucracy and fostering innovation at the highest levels of public administration. In this view, the disruptions experienced by Tesla facilities are a temporary byproduct of a larger transformation in how power and influence are wielded in the modern era. However, detractors counter that the risks associated with such a conflation of corporate and political power far outweigh any potential benefits, arguing that the erosion of established norms could ultimately undermine both democratic institutions and market stability. As the debate continues, the tangible consequences for Tesla are becoming ever more apparent. Recent incidents of theft, vandalism, and protests have forced the company to reevaluate its security measures and customer engagement strategies. In some regions, local authorities have increased patrols and surveillance in response to a perceived rise in politically motivated attacks. Meanwhile, internal discussions at Tesla reportedly revolve around how best to insulate the company's operations from external political pressures while continuing to innovate and expand its market share. The challenges facing Tesla today are emblematic of a broader trend in which corporate entities are no longer insulated from the political currents of the day. Instead, they are drawn into the fray as symbols and battlegrounds in a polarized society. Furthermore, the economic repercussions of these developments have reverberated across the financial sector. Investors, once enamored with Tesla's rapid growth and technological prowess, now face the uncertainty of a company whose fortunes appear increasingly tied to the unpredictable nature of political discourse. Market analysts have noted that while Tesla's innovations continue to drive advances in sustainable energy and electric mobility, the company's valuation is being tempered by broader concerns over governance and public perception. The stock market, reflecting this complex interplay, has witnessed significant fluctuations in Tesla's share price, a barometer of investor sentiment that is as much about technological promise as it is about the reputational risks associated with Musk's political activities. In synthesizing these developments, it becomes clear that the challenges confronting Tesla are multifaceted. The company's facilities have become targets not solely because of their status as corporate assets, but because they now serve as proxies in a wider ideological struggle. The physical attacks on Tesla properties and the high-profile protests at its showrooms are symptomatic of an era in which corporate identity is increasingly politicized. For many observers, these incidents underscore a broader societal trend, the merging of business, technology, and politics in ways that blur traditional boundaries and redefine what it means to be a modern corporation. At the heart of this complex narrative is Elon Musk himself, a figure whose public persona, once defined primarily by innovation and futuristic vision, has evolved into a symbol of polarizing political ambition. His dual roles as CEO of a cutting-edge technology company and as a leading figure in controversial political initiatives have placed him at the center of a debate that extends far beyond the confines of boardrooms and factory floors. While Musk continues to advocate for a future powered by sustainable energy and technological progress, his political maneuvers have, intentionally or otherwise, transformed him into a lightning rod for both adulation and criticism. As Tesla grapples with the fallout from these actions, the company's fate is increasingly intertwined with the broader ideological currents that are reshaping contemporary society. Looking ahead, the long-term implications of these events remain uncertain. For Tesla, the immediate challenge lies in balancing its identity as an innovator in the electric vehicle market with the growing pressures exerted by a politically charged environment. The company's leadership has repeatedly emphasized that its commitment to technological advancement and environmental sustainability remains unwavering, even as it navigates the turbulent waters of public opinion. Nonetheless, the continued occurrence of attacks on Tesla facilities and the persistent protests against Musk's political initiatives suggest that the company may need to implement strategic measures to safeguard its physical and reputational assets in an era where corporate decisions are inextricably linked with political ideology.